Hi, this is Abby Jo, and welcome back to the Cottage Kitchen. Today's video, we're going to be doing a lot of canning and freezer meals and just getting a lot done in the kitchen. First off, I want to get started with pickled garlic because I'm out of pickled garlic and our family just absolutely loves it. They put it on their baked potatoes, they put it on everything. It's just a wonderful thing to have. And usually I make about enough that lasts us like 2 years, but I have been giving them away as Christmas gifts and to family and to friends, and we just ate our last jar, so we definitely need to make more pickled garlic. I also plan on getting some chicken done today. I'm going to do a raw pack in the jars, pressure cook it, and then I'm going to get some freezer meals, and I've just got just miscellaneous to do in the kitchen, so I'm excited for you guys to come along with me as I get all this done. So I got 10 pounds right here of garlic peeled. You can grow your own and peel it, which I plan to do someday, but for right now it's winter and I need some garlic. So I ordered mine from a restaurant store, but you can also get it from Costco. Costco's about 3 hours away for us, so the restaurant store is definitely easier option for me right now. I'm gonna get this all in here. It's 10 pounds. I don't know how many jars it's gonna fill up, so we'll have to just see. But I figured that's a lot of garlic and it should last us a while. I like to give the garlic a good rinse and pick out any pieces that might be mushy or have brown spots on them. Smells like garlic in this kitchen. It smells good. Right now we're going to get the brine ready for this garlic, and we got 12 cups of water here. We've got 16 tablespoons of salt. Just going to put it right in here. I'm doubling the brine recipe that's on my blog. And we're just going to put water, salt, and vinegar in here. Get it nice and hot and boiling, and then pour it over the garlic in the jars. And then we're going to add a little bit of the smoked flavoring to the jars because I like that smoked flavoring in the pickled garlic. And that's it. It's really easy. As you probably noticed, the brine looks kind of pink. It's because I have a Himalayan pink salt in it, which works just fine for the brine. I have a canning salt is what I usually use when I'm out of it, but you can totally use a pink salt or like a Redmond salt. A lot of times why they're actually doing that is because if certain salts like have a caking agent, it can make your pickles look kind of cloudy and not so nice. But using a pink salt or a salt that doesn't have any of the caking agents has always worked fine for me. So I'm just substituting that pink salt in today for my pickle brine. So you're basically just going to bring this to a rolling boil so it gets all that salt dissolved and it's nice and hot to pour over your pickled garlic. I cut out any soft spots or blemishes so I have a better quality canned product. I like to shake down the garlic. It helps to pack it in tighter. Making sure to get any air bubbles out, I like to use a chopstick or butter knife. Always wipe the rims of your jars well so you get a good seal. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of hickory smoke flavor into my garlic. And into the canner for 10 minutes. Taking a break to text my daughter while the garlic is in the canner. First batch of pickled garlic is done. Second batch is ready to go into the water bath now. Now for a coffee break. Some form of hot drink always powers us through cooking and filming days. We are firm believers in pacing ourselves and taking cozy coffee tea breaks. Today, I'm making a honey latte using my AeroPress and my milk steamer. Now for canning some chicken. I'm using the raw pack method today. It's super simple. You pack the clean, sterile jars with raw cube chicken real good and tight into the jars. I love working in the kitchen with my husband. We can get a lot done when we work together. I add 1 teaspoon of salt to each jar and I wipe the rims well before putting on the lids and rings. I'm using my digital canner today. I like using my digital canner for doing a batch or 2 of canning per day. It works out perfect. I add water and a splash of vinegar to the pot. Secure the lid and follow the manual for pressure canning times. I get a lot of questions about my canner here. This is a Presto digital canner. I love it. And I kind of feel like it's just a tool that is really handy in my kitchen, just like my husband has tools in his shop. I think that that's how I look at this, is just a nice tool that I can can stuff and not really think about it and not have to watch it. It just kind of beeps at me. I love my regular pressure canner. I use it all the time during the summer, but during the winter months and the times that I'm not just like putting out, you know, batch after batch after batch of pressure cooked food, this is so nice because I can put in, you know, 7 pints of chicken in the morning, let it beep at me, put the pressure gauge back on, let it come up to pressure. It shuts off when it's done. It tells me when it's ready to lift off the steam. It just kind of does all the work for you. For me, I really enjoy that because I'm always doing stuff like making dinner and freezing food and doing other things in the kitchen, baking bread. And so this can be canning stuff for me all winter long. I'll definitely be showing you that more in the videos. Like I'm usually putting in like beans or meat or pumpkin or squash or even potatoes in the pressure canner while I'm doing stuff. And it's really handy because, you know, you can do that in the morning and then put another batch in later in the day and you can have 14 pints of food relatively easily put away. And it's just really handy. With all this canning and cooking going on, I'm going to get these chickens in the oven for dinner tonight. It's a roast chicken. My favorite way to do a roast chicken, I've talked to you guys about this before, but is simply to rinse it good, pat it dry, and stuff it with a lemon. And my favorite way to have lemons on hand all the time is to freeze them. And I like to make sure that I cut slits in them before I freeze them, and I'll show you. So they're ready to let all that juice into the chicken. And I'm going to tell you, you will have the most moist chicken when you stuff it with a lemon. Put oil on top. I like to use olive oil or butter. Put some seasoning. Right now I'm going to be using Old Bay seasoning. A little salt. 400 for an hour and a half till it's sizzling and popping, and you've got the most beautiful roast chicken. I saw a recipe on Instagram for a honey garlic chicken. I didn't have all the ingredients, and it seemed like it might be a little too hot for my family's taste, so I thought I would experiment with the recipe. I'm going to be adding honey, soy sauce, hoisin sauce, sriracha, garlic, a cornstarch water mixture, some chicken broth, ginger, and then I'm going to mix that up and let it sit in the fridge for a while. I'm going to get making mashed potatoes in my Instapot for dinner tonight to go along with the roasted chicken dinner. I heat up the milk and butter together, and I like to add Montreal steak seasoning and paprika to the mashed potatoes. It gives them some great flavor. I took the juice and the drippings from the chicken and I made a simple homemade gravy. I definitely would call this a comfort meal. So we let these canning jars all cool last night. This is what we got done yesterday afternoon. Feels really good to have all of this ready to go into the pantry. We ended up getting about 19 pints of garlic, pickled garlic for the year. That's 10 pounds of garlic total. And these are 1.5 pints and these are pints. So, you know, I just added that all up together and that's a total of 19 pints for the pantry. And that should do us for about a year. So I was able just to get a couple packages, large packages of chicken when I was in town a few days ago, and I decided, okay, let's get some canned up. And then the rest of the meat, I wanted to try a new crock pot meal out because I always like to just try and see different things and see if they'll be good and my family will like them enough that I can freeze them for the future. Winter is such a good time for canning because you have time to can and it's not the busyness of summer and growing and all of that and harvesting. And I love to get my proteins canned like beans and meat and broths and soups and stews during the winter months. It's just really nice because you can be doing a batch or two in a day and it's just, you know, simmering away, then you pressure can it and then you have it in your pantry and you can pull it out. So it's the perfect time of year. I also throw my fruits into the freezer in the summertime at the prime ripeness of all that delicious fruit. And then I make jam later in the season. Sometimes I'll make jam if I have the time. And then I also will make more jam in the winter months. So the chicken meat that we marinated last night is in the fridge. We're going to get that and put it in the crock pot and we're going to cook it up and eat it for dinner tonight. I'm going to add some Asian noodles to it, see if the family likes it, and then I'll definitely be using it as a freezer meal in the future. So after you're done canning up some meat, what do you do with it? I often hear people ask that question online is, what do you do with your canned meat? Well, of course, you can put it in soups and casseroles and all kinds of stuff. But today I'm just going to show you 2 ways that we use it on a regular basis at our house, and that is chicken salad. That's something that the kids will pop it open and make chicken salad, put it in their bread, their tortillas. And the other thing that we use pretty often is chicken gravy with biscuits. That's another just favorite. I put it in soups, I put it in casseroles. There's lots of different things. I even have a friend online that makes really good chicken nuggets with it. And I really want to try that. Farmhouse Vernacular, that's you. She has a great little recipe on her Instagram and I'm going to be trying that really soon. I really love to just show you guys what I'm doing in my kitchen. I feel like it's a way to inspire and encourage each other. But if you guys have any questions about anything that I did in the kitchen today, leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. So after I told you all the things that you can do with chicken, right now let's get going on some chicken salad for the kids for lunch. And I'm also going to show you guys how to make chicken gravy and biscuits. You guys always want to hear that pop. When making chicken salad, of course you want to drain the meat like you would in a can of chicken salad, but this delicious broth that's all around it, that it made just from cooking down, is really good. And since we're going to already be making chicken gravy, I'm going to save it. I'm going to save all that flavor and put it in with the chicken gravy later. Always taste your food to see if it's seasoned enough. I like to warm up my tortillas because it makes them more pliable to roll up, and I think it also gives them a better taste. Chicken salad roll-up and a pickle is the perfect quick lunch out of a jar, kid approved. I'm addicted to arugula. I add it to my sandwiches, to roll-ups, and to eggs, to name a few. Let's get making the chicken gravy. I start by melting butter and whisking in the flour to make a roux. You want to cook it for a minute or two to get that raw flour taste out, and then you're going to add in milk or broth at this point. You whisk until nice and smooth, adding in the milk slowly. I add 2 pints of chicken for a very rich chicken gravy. For seasonings, I add garlic powder, paprika, thyme, the Montreal steak seasoning, and a few pats of butter on top. I grew up having biscuits and gravies. When I say gravies, it's because my mom made sausage gravy, tuna gravy, and salmon gravy. And now I also make chicken gravy. It's a great way to stretch meat and have some warm, comforting meals. We always had home canned vegetables or a garden salad with it. Now for old-fashioned baking powder biscuits. Flour, salt, sugar, baking powder. Mix it all together and add the butter. You want to work the butter in with a pastry cutter or your hands. I like to do both until you have pea-sized clumps of butter and flour mixture. Add the milk, mixing and molding until you get a big lump of dough. I cut my biscuits into square shapes because there isn't any waste and you don't have to re-roll out the dough. I find the more you handle the dough, the less tender the crumb. Biscuits fresh out of the oven are quite good. I'm really happy with the chicken gravy. It has great flavor and it tastes so good with the biscuits. Butter and strawberry jam on a hot biscuit is a favorite among my little ones. I think they're pretty good too. Today we took the chicken that we canned and we made chicken gravy and biscuits, which is such a wonderful and easy meal to make. It's simple, it's economical, and I'm going to show you, I love using these little containers right here for freezer, and any leftover gravy that you have from your meal, you can put gravy right in there. These are wonderful because you can actually wash these and reuse them. They freeze really well. And then you can put chicken gravy on it and you can put it in the freezer with your freezer biscuits and you have a meal for another time, a meal for a neighbor, a meal for somebody that's sick. It's really great, and I'll show you how you defrost these. So I would just take this out the night before and put it in the refrigerator. And same with the biscuits, put them right in the refrigerator. And then in the morning you can pull them out and you can get them in the oven at 400 for 18 to 20 minutes. And you can reheat this in a pot or the microwave. Also, if you want to pull them out, they can also just sit on the counter in the morning. And then you're just gonna put them right out, put them all on your pan here and get them in the oven. I really love these deli containers, and you can get them on Amazon. That's where I get them. Right here, deli container and lids. They freeze great. They're great for the refrigerator, and you can reuse them and wash them, which is just a win-win. I'll make sure to link these in the description below if you're interested in finding out where you can buy these on Amazon. After slow cooking the chicken in the crock pot, I boiled up some Asian noodles and added them to the chicken for our dinner. So here we got this chicken dish that I was talking to you about that I want to make into a freezer meal. The honey garlic dish here. It looks beautiful. The noodles are gorgeous. So I can already tell, I think that if you like it super saucy, this is really good. I think it's I think the amounts are really good. I tasted it a little earlier and I thought it was a bit warm, so I might actually take some of the heat down in it, at least for my family. I think that was a little too much sriracha for the dish, but the chicken looks super moist. You could add celery, fresh celery and carrots and some sesame seeds on top and it'd be really beautiful. Same with cashews or peanuts. I actually really like the amounts I put in. I think that if you don't like a little bit of that hot feeling in the back of your throat, you reduce the sriracha by a couple tablespoons. But other than that, this is really delicious. It has a zing. It's yummy. I love these Asian noodles with the chicken, and it's just got really good texture. So I definitely am going to make this for a future freezer meal. Thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen today. I had so much fun cooking with you guys and showing you just my canning and cooking with the stuff that I can. I just had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys got some inspiration and want to get in that kitchen and start cooking.